I hope you had a wonderful week. And today, Iris and I decided to talk about the concept of self-love, what it really means. So, Iris, tell us a little bit. What is self-love to you?
Self-love to me is having, first of all, having an understanding of who I am or who we are as an individual, not what we were conditioned to believe. Self-love is knowing my values, knowing what makes me happy and what not makes me happy. Self-love are the decisions that I make each day, a day in alignment with what I identify as what I am, or are they in alignment with what the world says that I should be? Self-love is making the decision that even when it hurts, I am making a decision out of love for me and everyone else that I claim to love. Because sometimes we say we love, but then we don't show love. What we show is hurt and pain and despair, right? So self-love is not a word, it's not a feeling, it's an action that each day, with each of those actions, there's going to be this sense of peace, even when you are crying or feeling sad, feeling angry or lost for certain things. Because when you know who you are and you have this deep sense of love for yourself, even when you're feeling sad or angry or lost, there's a sense of peace within you that is there, and you know that those feelings are not who you are. It's simple, but at the same time complex to explain it, because you have to live through it to understand it. You have to get away from the mask that the world has in telling you on us that what love is, which is usually attached to a relationship with other and not a relationship with oneself first.
You know,
If you leave me tomorrow, I'll be still talking because never ending
no,
story.
there's this a guy, and I feel so bad I cannot remember his name. He was in a show with Drew Barrymore. Cannot remember his name, but he said something that really got to
The
me.
Indian guy, Indian like guy, he has such a gorgeous eye.
No, I think I
No,
know who you're
okay.
talking about, but no. Anyways, so this man said to her, the way he thinks about our lives is when you're born, or when when you're born, it's like somebody gave you a baby and said, take care of this baby.
Yes,
And that baby is you. Right?
exactly.
You are taking care of yourself. So when you're little, when you're a baby, you have your parents taking care of you, right? Because you cannot, quote unquote, take care of yourself, right?
Physically speaking.
Physically speaking. And so you have your parents taking care of you. And then as you keep growing older, you keep looking at other people to take care of you. So then you have
Mm-hmm.
the school and the teacher taking care of you. And then you
Mm-hmm.
have friends taking care of you. And then you have
Mm-hmm.
your spouse taking care of you, or your significant other taking care of you. And then all of a
Or
sudden,
hurting you. Or
you
hurting you.
are hurting you, definitely. And that's when we go back to remembering that when we were born, we were giving ourselves to take care of. And I don't want to go too deep into the concept of a soul or not a soul, but remember that we're a physical body, right? The physical body, like what we're seeing and what we're touching around, that's our physical body, but there's something else that's taking care of us, right? Which is the other part, right? And so remembering to stay in touch, because that part knows you better than anybody else in this world, because that's the part of you that's you, right? But remembering that all the other things and all the other external factors that are coming in, those are external factors coming in. And you have to take care of yourself because you were given you to take care of.
It's amazing.
You were given you to take care of. And I love that concept of seeing it like an outside in. You're taking care of you. And if somebody was treating, and I always say this, if somebody was treating your child or your whatever in a negative way, you would go and try and stop them. But why is it that when somebody's treating us badly, we don't stop them sometimes? It's because we don't have the self love. We've never learned to say, this is what I stand for. This is who I am. This is what I want. Right. And then the worst part is that then we're mean to each other. Or
Hmm.
sorry, we're mean to ourselves, not to each other, but to
Mm-hmm.
ourselves.
And to
So I
each
think
other then.
definitely. So part of self-love is to be self-aware, right? So knowing, seeing yourself as a person that you have to take care of, and then being kind to yourself. Being kind to yourself, be practicing self-compassion. If you do something wrong, don't beat yourself up. I shouldn't have. I'm bad. No. Self-compassion to the sense of you can do it. We'll get there, right? Yes, you messed up here, but we're gonna keep going. Prioritizing your well-being, prioritizing physical well-being, mental well-being, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Prioritizing taking care of what you need by setting your boundaries. Set your boundaries, so important, and surrounding yourself with those people, right? And that
Mm-hmm.
to me is so important. Surrounding yourself with people who want the best for you. Um, and I'm not saying again, there may be people in your life, co-workers and things like that, who may not. That's fine. You may have to be in their vicinity, but not letting their stuff get to you because you're taking care of yourself. That is their thoughts, that's their opinions, that's their life. Stay over there.
And they
I'm
have
over
the right
here.
to have it.
They have the right to have it. You got it. Stay over there. I'm over here living my good life. What do you think about that, Iris? I know I talked for a while. I could also talk about this topic for a while.
No, that's beautiful. And like last week that we talked about persisting into we succeed and how we are in alignment.
Mm-hmm,
When I share that quote, that message that I sent earlier in the
uh-huh,
morning, you just reminded me of a conversation I had with my mother yesterday. I asked my mother permission to help her heal. My
mm-hmm,
mother doesn't understand that healing that needs to happen. My mother is 70 something and all kinds of disability. And it goes back to when we are children, we are giving ourselves to take care of. And because we don't know this yet, because we depend on the adults around us to show us, to teach us what love is,
mm-hmm,
we lose ourselves in what we think love is in according to what we learned through this environment that we are growing. And these people are doing the best that they could do,
of course.
but they can only give us what they know, right? So I was talking to my mother. My mother doesn't recognize that she was in an abusive, toxic relationship growing up with in her environment. My grandpa was an alcoholic. Her mother was a very angry human that singled out my mother. If she see this, she'll go ballistic because I'm talking like this. Because she had never recognized this. My mother was burned like her hand by her mother when she was a little. None of that my mother will recognize as something wrong. She'll call it street.
Mm-hmm,
And there's nothing street about abusing someone else. Love doesn't hurt, love guides, love show you. So the conversation with my mother was in order for you to heal the adult today, you have to go back and heal your child in you because this child is suffering. And as long as this self of you, because it's the inner self, the part of us that is bigger than the body, that
mm-hmm,
is the part of us that I call it the subconscious. What is the scientist that went crazy? Maslow, that I don't like.
Freud.
Uh, Freud, Freud,
Of course
Freud
it is.
called it the ego, the the parts of whatever Floyd. I don't like you. So self-love goes back to what you said, having a relationship with that deep, that part of us that we don't see it, but it's so much alive because without it, we wouldn't be here. And it's always there, waiting to be seen, to be heard, to be validated, to be respected. And as long as we have the perception that the world around us or outside of us is what matters, we will continue to have this feeling that something is missing, that there's a hole, that life doesn't make sense. And we don't have to go that far. We can see our relationship in the world. If your relationship with another is not the way you want it to be, if your relationship with at work or your relationship with the world itself is not exactly what is fulfilling for you, doesn't give you a purpose, is not clear, it sucks your energy somehow, then there's a lack of self-aware and relationship with oneself, because nothing will make completely sense in the world until we I call it becoming whole. Oh, being aware that we are whole, that we are not a half orange or a half apple that need someone else to feel fulfilled. That our fulfillment comes from knowing who we are and accepting who we are as we are.
Yeah.
And you said something about when we do something bad. I don't call it doing something bad. I call it learning. Because if we do something that is not, when we look back, what we want is because we didn't know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's learning. You're right.
It's learning. We label it bad because we were told that feeling sad is bad. We were told that crying is bad. We were told that when we die of this body is bad. So we were told that the night, the darkness is bad. So now we associate all these things with bad or good. And there's no such thing as bad and good. There's always something guiding us. I call that the feelings.
Yes, growth.
Growth and self-love goes back to grow and to become aware and persist in our goals and our dreaming, our value. And like you said, choosing who we're going to have around us and choosing who's not going to be around us, and deciding for ourselves, what is it that I want or need or my purpose on this life? I'm telling you, don't leave me, because I'll be talking until tomorrow.
No, I love it.
Afternoon. Oh my God.
I love it. And I mean, it's one of those topics that you and I mean, we talk about it all the time ourselves. So I know we can talk about it forever. But what do you guys think? Please throw some comments on there. Like, subscribe. Please click those buttons and please let us know. Let us know topics that you want us to talk about as well. We love to get your feedback. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
And we love you.
We do. Have a good one.
That's why we are here, because we love you. Want you to stop suffering.
Yes.
We want you to stop suffering. And if you are where you need to be, then help us help some other people.
Definitely. Please. And one of the things is, I know, Iris, you have a website. I have this website, reach2succeed.org. Iris, what's your website?
My website is I have two. So I'm going to give the isantoscoaching.com.
isantoscoaching.com. Please, if you want to contact us, because we would love to also have, if you have a message that you want to give out, we would love to have people join us as well in our conversations. And we are here to help the community. We want to make sure whoever's watching this learns at least one thing per video that we do. Love, love, love. Like and subscribe.